Hi again everyone, welcome aboard Jom Naik Bus on YouTube. It's almost sunset now here in Lebak Bulus in Jakarta, Selatan, and I will have to be up early tomorrow morning for my first ever bus trip in Indonesia. Stay with me till the end of the video to know more about this trip. It's about 7:26 AM right now in Terminal Pondok Pinang in South Jakarta. I managed to beat the crazy Nandi traffic jam soon after I left my hotel, and thankfully I still managed to reach here early. I'm thrilled to embark on my first ever bus trip here in Indonesia, which is also the longest bus trip I've ever attempted in my life. So today I'll be travelling with Juragan 99 Trans, one of the newest operators in Indonesia that began operations recently. This trip will take me 850 kilometers across Java from the capital Jakarta to the eastern Javanese city of Malang. Here in Terminal Pondok Pinang, you can hop on a bus to virtually any city or town on Java Island and even Sumatra. Choose from a variety of coach operators with multiple departures throughout the day. Kid you not, long distance buses in Indonesia have come a long way and constantly innovate themselves to offer the best services to their passengers and at the same time to outdo their competitors. Just like Juragan 99 Trans, whom have just launched their very first Antar Kota Antar Provinsi or AKAP service, also known as Intercity Inter-Province Service between Jakarta and Malang. The double-decker coach has just arrived. It's delayed by about 15 minutes, but it's not that all unexpected given how bad the traffic congestion is here in Jakarta. I had a bit of difficulty looking for the agent to check in myself for the trip, but somehow the agent himself managed to find me instead and updated me about the slight delay. Alright, it's time now to board the bus. I booked seat 1B on the right for today's trip, which is also one of only 3 sleeper seats fitted on this double-decker coach. Just look at how comfy that is. Can't wait for the trip to begin. Alright, it's now about 8:21 AM, slightly more than 30 minutes behind schedule, and we are about to leave Terminal Pondok Pinang. So this bus began its journey at about 7 AM from Terminal Polis Pelawat in Tangerang, just south of Soekarno-Hatta Airport, and made its second stop at Terminal Pondok Pinang. From Terminal Pondok Pinang, it will make a 45-minute journey to its next stop, Terminal Pulau Gebang in East Jakarta. It will then proceed to Bekasi, its final stop in the west, before heading east towards Malang. We are now travelling along Jakarta Outer Ring Road, and as you can see, traffic is starting to crawl at this section. Hopefully the bus can reach Terminal Pulau Gebang on time. It's now 9:10 AM and we are about to enter Terminal Pulau Gebang. Traffic was heavy at certain stretches of the highway that we travelled earlier on, but luckily the coach captain was able to make it on time here. I hope to do a coverage on Terminal Pulau Gebang in one of my videos in the coming weeks. So be sure to hit the subscribe button on the Jom Naik Bus logo to get timely notifications on my new videos. There are not that many passengers that got on the bus here at Pulau Gebang. After about 5 minutes, we are now on our way to Bekasi. Bekasi itself is not located in Jakarta, but it's actually a city in West Java province, just east of Jakarta Special Capital Region. You may have heard of Jabodetabek before, haven't you? It is actually an acronym for the cities and regions that form the Greater Jakarta Metropolitan Area, namely Jakarta, Bogor, Depok, Tangerang and Bekasi. The Jabodetabek region is the most populous region in Indonesia with about 31.5 million inhabitants according to the 2021 official census estimates, making it the second most populous urban region in the world just behind Tokyo. I was expecting the traffic to be heavy on the inbound route into Jakarta, but it seems to be equally heavy on the outbound as well. So apparently travelling out of Jakarta on a Monday morning may not be a good idea after all. I'll keep that in mind for my future trips from Jakarta. It's about 9:49 am now and we will soon be arriving at the final pickup point in Bekasi. Juragan 99 Trans operates their own office here in Bekasi, located on the ground floor of Oyo Flagship 750 Mont Blanc Hotel and adjacent to the Bekasi Trade Center malls. Again, there are only a couple of passengers who boarded the bus in Bekasi. It only stopped for about 10 minutes and now at exactly 10 am, we will now be on the journey to Malang, a full 60 minutes behind schedule. As a bus enthusiast, I have always been impressed at how much the buses in Indonesia has evolved much more in recent years. Although long-distance buses have been around for decades, with some even making inter-island hops between Sumatra, Java and Bali, double-decker coaches are fairly new to the scene. Large numbers of double-deckers used to operate as city buses in Jakarta and Surabaya in the 1980s, but long-distance double-deckers only entered the market not too long ago, with Sampatista operating the first long-distance double-decker coach in the whole of Indonesia in 2015 between Aceh and Medan. In Java, the first to operate such buses was Putra Mulia in 2016, operating between Jakarta and Wonogiri in central Java. Primadona became the first to operate double-decker coaches between Makassar and Toraja in Sulawesi in 2019. Only a handful of established bus bodybuilders offers double-decker models such as Adi Putro, New Armada, Tentrem, Laksana and Nusantara Gemilang. While Scania remains the top choice for operators, there are also increasing number of other models from Mercedes-Benz, Volvo and MAN. After doing some research on the internet, I decided to travel on Juragan 99 Trans, which operates the only double-decker coaches with sleeper seats on the upper deck. I downloaded their in-house app, and although I think that the app is super easy to navigate, it is currently only offered in Bahasa Indonesia. And to my horror, overseas payments are not accepted. Even though one can book via third-party apps such as EasyBook or Redbus, somehow they do not reflect the actual seat availability, especially if you already have a specific operator in mind. I engaged the help of my brother who is thankfully residing in Indonesia. With a bit of guidance, he managed to book the seat that I wanted and thus confirming the trip itself. The first class sleeper seats cost about 650,000 rupiah and business class seats are sold at 530,000 rupiah each, which is approximately 60 and 48 Singapore dollars respectively. A lunch and a snack service is also included in ticket prices, and you can also choose your lunch sets when booking your tickets using the app. I received a WhatsApp message from Juragan 99 Trans yesterday evening advising me of the departure times and to be at the terminal 30 minutes before the scheduled departure time. It's really nice to know that the operators took the initiative to remind the passengers of their upcoming trips, similar to the notifications sent out by airline companies.
Selamat siang. Mohon maaf ganggu pikiran Bapak Ibu saudara sekalian. Kami informasikan bahwa saat ini kita berada di exit tol Subang. Kita lagi akan melakukan jumping makan siang di rumah atas Subang selama 30 menit. Terima kasih.
That was the announcement made by the coach attendant. We are told that there will be a lunch service at the rest area here in Subang, which will last for about 30 minutes. It's about 11:26 AM now, and we will be making a stop at Rosin Resto, which is owned and operated by the parents of Rosalia Indah, who happens to be a competitor of Juragan 99 Trans. Ironic, isn't it? This premise is huge and primarily serves passengers of Rosalia Indah. There's also a minimart and prayer facilities just outside of the premise, on top of the usual food and beverages sold here. A separate seating area for Juragan 99 Trans passengers are reserved near the entrance. Although I remember seeing in other videos that the passengers are usually seated in the VIP room. So this is how the menu looks like. For lunch, I chose nasi opor ayam set, which consists of rice, opor ayam or chicken braised in coconut milk and spices, a fruit and a drink. I'm starving, so I'm gonna dig in now. It's 6 minutes past noon. All 21 passengers are back on the bus and we are now leaving Rosin Resto. The food was amazing and I wished I had more time to try out other items in the menu. Definitely worth having a lunch here. The Dream Class double-deckers have a capacity of 21 passengers, all seated on the upper deck and making it the first of its kind in Indonesia. There are 2 distinct classes on the buses, 3 first-class sleeper seats at the front of the bus and another 18 conventional seats in the business class section in the aft. Much of the space at the lower deck is used as an oversized cargo compartment, capable of carrying 2 motorcycles. There's also a cold and hot water dispenser near the door where you can have a quick cup of coffee or tea or just a refill for your water bottle. A smoking room is also fitted on the lower deck just beside the toilet. The toilet itself is designed for heavy use, not just as a urinal as most other buses, although such heavy use is not encouraged except for emergency situations. So what kind of emergency situation? I leave that to your imagination, yeah? As you can see, the toilet is very clean and it smells really nice. Each passenger was also given a goodie bag. This is what I found in the bag: a bottle of mineral water, some buns, and these black packs which I think contains nuts and crackers. There's also a separate plastic pouch containing a face mask, earphones, and a sleeping mask. Unbelievable. For the sleeper seats, each passenger is given a blanket, a pillow, and a bolster. Simply luxurious. The seats, or beds if you like, can be reclined to an almost 180-degree angle. For someone of my height, I'm 1.65 by the way, the space is just nice and cozy. To adjust your bed, simply use these buttons at the side of the armrest, and these seats come equipped with a massaging function. There are 3 USB ports available, one at the side and another 2 right at the top here near the aircon vents. Underneath the right armrest, you can pull out a tray which can be used to hold your food for eating or your laptop. Another unbelievable feature of this seat can be found on top, this huge LED TV. Unfortunately, I can't find any video on demand service on this TV, but I managed to connect the TV to my iPhone's hotspot and I tried out YouTube. A pair of slippers is also provided, and another interesting item which is this safety instruction card. I've never seen this on any bus anywhere before, so this is a welcome feature which I recommend for other operators to provide one for their passengers. This card basically informs the passengers on what to do in an emergency situation, and it also shows the emergency exits on the bus. At the back of the card are some religious supplication according to their respective religion, and a step-by-step guide for Muslims to perform their prayers on board. The double-decker operates once daily in each direction. From Jakarta, the bus departs from Terminal Poris Pelawat in South Tangerang, Terminal Pondok Pinang in South Jakarta, Terminal Pulau Gebang in East Jakarta, and Bekasi. Passengers can choose to alight at 3 different points in Malang, namely Terminal Arjosari, Klojen, and Juragan 99 Trans Garage, as well as Terminal Purabaya in Surabaya. The service is only operated in the morning and will arrive at the destinations in the evening. The route covers an approximate distance of 850 kilometers and can take up to 14 hours depending on traffic situation. This east-west service primarily uses the Trans-Java Toll Road. Juragan 99 Trans currently has 2 of these Dream Class double-deckers. These Scania K410IB are 13.5 meters long, 2.5 meters wide and about 4 meters high. The bodywork is supplied by Putro Bus Builder on their popular Jetbus 3 Plus Super Double-Decker model. The chassis code K410IB translates to K, which refers to centrally mounted longitudinal engine, 410 being the engine output of 410 horsepower, I, which indicates that it is an intercity type chassis, and B indicates that it is a normal bus. It is powered by the 12.7 litres Euro 3 Scania DC13 engine and coupled with the 12-speed Scania OptiCruise automated gear changing system. Juragan 99 Trans is fairly new to the long-distance coach service segment, but they are definitely not new in this industry. They are a well-known brand in Malang and operates a fleet of luxurious tour buses, or locally known as Bus Pariwisata. Juragan 99 Trans is part of the J99 Corp group of companies and is owned by Indonesian billionaire Gilang Widya Pramana. In the initial phase, 4 luxury class coaches were launched to serve the Malang, Surabaya and Jakarta route, including this double-decker.
Terima kasih.
The coach attendant has just announced that we will be making a 30-minute break at Ngawi for a snack service. This snack service at Rumah Makan Duta is also provided at no additional cost to all passengers, similar to the lunch service that we had earlier on the trip. It's been more than 5 hours since we left Rosin Resto in Subang, and this stop will provide a much needed break and stretch for everyone on board, including the coach crews. It's now about 5:23 PM and we have just reached Rumah Makan Duta. This huge restaurant is also a very popular stop for many coaches that plies the Trans Java Toll Road. There's a Muslim prayer hall situated just outside the premise, and there is also a mini-mart. Unlike Rosin Resto, all Juragan 99 Trans passengers here are ushered into the VIP room where the snack service will be served. And this is how the snack set looks like. A piece of chicken spring roll, or locally known as lumpia goreng, and also a piece of tahu bakso, which is fried tofu with stuffed meat. For drinks, you can choose either tea or coffee, and if you are still hungry, you can purchase other items on the menu at your own expense. Just remember to have your food before the 30 minutes time limit is up. Time check 6:11 PM, so I'm now back on the bus. We will now be leaving for our final leg of the trip into Malang. But before that, the bus will make a brief stop in Surabaya. It should take no more than 2 hours for us to reach Surabaya from here. It's about 6 minutes to 8 in the evening here in Surabaya. Some passengers alighted here in Medaeng, just outside the Red Bus Lounge. And just around the corner is where Terminal Purabaya or Bungurasi is located, which is said by some to be Southeast Asia's busiest bus terminal. It's been almost 12 hours since we hit the roads from Jakarta, and it will be another 2 hours or so to reach Malang. And here we are in Malang. It's about 9:39 PM now, just slightly more than 13 hours since we began the journey from Terminal Pondok Pinang in Jakarta. 13 hours on the bus is indeed long and may be exhausting to some, but I do not feel any less lethargic or tired as compared to a regular coach trip between Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. It has been one of the most comfortable bus trips I have travelled on. The coach captain had consistently drove the bus at about 110 km per hour throughout the journey. Very meticulous, and I did not feel unsafe at all. The food served at both Rosin Resto and Rumah Makan Duta were well beyond my expectations. Everyone that I met, from the agent at Terminal Pondok Pinang, the 3-man coach crew, and even staff at both restaurants were all efficient, courteous and very helpful. Nonetheless, I hope the management can offer overseas payment methods for its foreign passengers, or at least more trips or seats to be made available on the third-party booking apps such as Redbus, EasyBook or Traveloka. It will certainly be an added convenience for this group of passengers who would want to try out this amazing luxury double-decker coach service. It's time now for me to head to my hotel. I have another special video report which I will upload soon. Do hit the subscribe button to know when that video will be up on YouTube. Thank you for your kind words and encouragement. This has been another Jom Naik Bus video report. Till my next adventure, I'm Ishak signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.